I'm curious to beyond prospecting, how do you see reps or salespeople be able to use it in pipeline management? Once a deal is qualified, it takes 3 to 4 to 6 months to close that deal. Is this a framework or philosophy that still can be applied as you're trying to push a deal forward, or does it stop, after a deal is qualified?
Yeah. So the framework in and of itself, I came up with it because I grew up in a time where it was like you got 3 hours of training, and then I was literally thrown onto the phones in my first day in the first afternoon with no CRM, no lead list, no
Thrown off a cliff,
no
you go out
dialer,
in
nothing.
Scott.
You know what I mean? I'm making phone calls like this and typing like this, the phone crinked to my neck. Um, and I realized as I was learning how to sell that what I was doing was getting people to admit to me what was going on in their business, then spending time educating them. And then I had to get them to feel some sort of sense of urgency. And if they didn't feel that, they didn't care at all what I had to say, what I was selling, what I do. And I realized, like, fuck, this is really similar to the recovery process, right? You don't walk up to somebody with a substance abuse problem and say, hey, let's go to rehab. They look at you like you're crazy and they get really defensive. Well, what's the first step? The first step is somebody admitting that they have a problem. Is that enough to get somebody to make a change? No. There's a million and one, people who have addiction issues who know they have a problem who don't do anything about it. Well, what's the next step? Somebody needs to understand what the problem is doing to them. They need to fundamentally believe and understand and admit, like, okay, I need to change this pattern of behavior because XYZ reasons. Is that enough to get somebody to change? No. Sometimes it is, sure. But is it in general? No. Because generally what is needed is somebody has to hit rock bottom. And what rock bottom does is rock bottom creates urgency. Rock bottom is now like, okay, I have to take action now or XYZ consequence is going to happen. And that urgency is what compels people to say, okay, Patrick, I'm open to the rehab. Like, what are the facilities available to me?
Yeah, do
And
you
now
see the
you have the
how
ability.
arriving at the end? The what do I need to do about it now once they understand there's a problem, how it
Yes.
impacts them, and the urgency? Now they're in a mode of what do I do about it?
Yes. Now they want to learn.